button. Yeah. Okay, I'll wait till you get to your seat.
And then there's just a little star on that microphone you'll press when you're ready to speak.
Okay. All right. Recording is on. All right, this hearing will come to order. Good morning. I'm Kathy Guggenberger and serving as the hearing officer in this matter. Today is June 13th, 2024, and this is a public hearing before the City of Englewood Local Liquor and Marijuana Authority to consider the application of Osteria Alberico LLC, doing business as Osteria Alberico, which is seeking a new hotel restaurant liquor license to be located at 3455 South University Boulevard, Englewood, Colorado 80110. I'm going to note that the main application doesn't reference a suite in the address, but I see that the other documents in the application reference Suite B. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. This hearing will be conducted pursuant to the Englewood Municipal Code and will be recorded. All persons giving testimony must spell their name, state your address for the record, and will be sworn in. We're going to swear everybody in at once by the Deputy City Clerk, Ms. Jackie McKinnon. So general order of proceedings is that Ms. McKinnon will introduce the case and enter into evidence all documents pertinent to the application. Then applicant will have the opportunity to present its case and providing any witnesses and exhibits that they might have in addition. Parties in interest who are in favor or opposed to the application may testify. I see no one currently. I don't think that we'll be doing that, but we'll wait and see. And if so, we'll address some details on that. I may have some questions for witnesses. And then if there's any other thing that the applicant needs to present, you'll have the opportunity to do that. Ordinary rules of evidence apply. Do not apply, and I'll make a note of any exhibits received in addition to what's introduced into the record. And after all testimony has been provided, I'll close the public hearing and render a decision on this application, or alternatively, I might take it under advisement. And are there any questions?
No questions.
All right, great. Ms. McKinnon, please introduce the case and enter into evidence all documents pertinent to the application.
All right. City exhibits, we have for applicant Osteria Alberico LLC, DBA Osteria Alberico. Hearing date is today, June 13th, 2024. Exhibit A, the application lease floor plan. Exhibit B, the certified letter advising the status of the application and notice of public hearing was mailed and emailed on May 29th, 2024. Exhibit C, publisher's affidavit verifying the notice of public hearing was published in the Englewood Herald on May 9th, 2024, and on the City of Englewood website from April 26, 2024 to June 13th, 2024. A memorandum dated March 12th, 2024 from Brooke Bell, Senior Planner for Englewood Department of Community Development, verified compliance with zoning and distance requirements. We did update the state statute as of 6/12/2024 on that memorandum. Exhibit E, acceptance of neighborhood boundaries and affidavit of posting of property. Exhibit F, maps indicating boundaries East Yale on the north, East Hampton Avenue on the south, South University Boulevard on the east, and South Logan Street on the west. Location of the applicant has 4 other establishments within the boundaries for this license type. And then the applicant exhibits were the petitions that they turned in. And I show that we had 87 yeses and 1 no, so a total of 88 people that signed the petition. And that would be all the exhibits.
Thank you. In the interest of efficiency, we'll just ask you to present all your witnesses that will be testifying, and we'll ask Ms. McKinnon to swear them all in together.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. Do you want to first state your name?
Yes, for the record. Yes, thank you. My name is Veronica Vecchio, attorney with Clark Hill, and my bar number is 37225, and I'm here today representing Osteria Alberico. And I have with me 2 witnesses who are prepared to testify. I have Peter Hoagland of Osteria Alberico, and I have Patrick Maroney of Alcohol Petitioning Services.
All right, let's have you guys both come up to the microphone, please, and Ms. McKinnon will administer the oath.
You can raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this matter now being heard by the Englewood Liquor and Marijuana Licensing Authority?
Yes.
Okay, if you could, the other 2, if you could please state your name and address.
Peter Hoagland, 1412 Old Tail Road, Boulder, Colorado, 80303.
Patrick Maroney, P.O. Box 998, Johnstown, Colorado 80534.
Thank you. All right, you may proceed with your case.
Thank you. And I'll be doing a sort of formal question and answer session with Mr. Hoagland. Should he turn on his microphone here? Okay, perfect. Okay. Thank you so much. Mr. Hoagland, if you could please state your age and provide your home address.
41, 1412 Old Tail Road, Boulder, Colorado, 80303.
And if you could provide a brief background of your education and experience in the hotel and restaurant industry.
I've been in the hotel, or sorry, the restaurant industry for 20 years. I've been with my business for
14 years, and I've been a partner / owner in that organization for the last 10 years.
And Fresca Food and Wine Incorporated is the sole member and manager of Osteria Alberico LLC, correct?
That is correct.
And there are 3 shareholders of Fresca Food and Wine, correct?
That's correct.
And who are those shareholders?
Myself, Peter Hoagland, and then Bobby Stuckey and Lachlan McKinnon Patterson.
Perfect. And what is the overall concept of Osteria Alberico?
Neighborhood family eatery.
Okay. And when do you plan on opening the restaurant?
July 22nd.
And if you could just provide a brief background of the experience of each of the other 2 shareholders to the extent that you know.
Bobby and Lachlan opened Fresca Food and Wine in 2004 after meeting at the French Laundry in the year 2001, where they were wine director and chef de partie, respectively. Prior to that, Bobby Stuckey had worked at the Little Nell in Aspen, Colorado, and previously in Phoenix, Arizona. Lachlan had staged around a myriad of restaurants around the world before landing at the French Laundry.
And how many employees do you expect to have at Osteria Alberico?
We expect to have in the range of 50 to 60.
And are those all full-time?
Yes.
Okay. And what are the expected days and hours of operation for the restaurant?
We plan to open for dinner 7 nights a week upon opening, and then at Labor Day, we will introduce lunch either part of the week or 7 days a week.
Okay. And what type of food will be offered?
Generally Italian with pizza, fresh pasta makings, and then some traditional Italian entrees and antipastis.
Perfect. And what type of alcoholic beverages do you expect to serve if you are licensed?
Beer, cocktails, or liquor, and wine.
Okay. And where will alcohol be stored on the premises?
Alcohol will be stored behind the bar, as well as in our designated wine room that has a locked keypad on it. So all excess or inventory will be kept in the wine room. Liquor will be stored behind the bar for service usage.
And what percentage of sales do you estimate will be alcohol versus food?
We're estimating around 30% being beverages.
And the seating capacity inside and outside?
Inside, I believe it's 89 seats inside, with outside being in the 40s.
Okay. And how do you plan on controlling alcohol on the premises?
On the premises,
Making sure that nobody walks out of the restaurant,
Got it.
off the patio, et cetera.
yes, the patio will be fenced or gated with signs saying no alcohol beyond this point. And then liquor is obviously stored safely inside.
And describe the training that employees will undergo once hired at Osteria Alberico.
Every employee will receive a serve-safe alcohol service designation from the state. And then, we have internal rigorous policies about carding age and identifying, when people have had too much or just general control of alcohol.
And what types of ID will you accept at the door
Yes.
in the restaurant?
We will accept all horizontal current IDs.
Okay. And what will be the consequences for an employee who serves an underage person or an intoxicated person alcohol?
Termination.
Okay. And if the circumstances are such that perhaps they merit training, would you consider that or retraining of that employee?
If they followed the procedures and policies as spelled out in the ServSafe class, as well as our internal policies, and still there was some sort of error, then yes, retraining could be possible.
Okay. And was a poster announcing this hearing date posted on the premises?
Yes,
And how do you know that?
I posted it.
And when did you post it?
I'm gonna have to look at my photos.
Was it approximately April 30th?
April 30th. I believe it was April 29th, but April 30th, yes.
Sorry to spring that on you. And is it posted now?
Yes.
Okay. And at this time, I tender the witness to the hearing officer for any follow-up questions.
Thank you. Who will be managing the establishment?
My general manager, David Crow,
All right,
and Bobby Stuckey.
okay. And your hours of operation will be, I think those are in the application. Was that Sunday through Thursday, 11? Well, you said you're going to be opening for lunch later. I think it's presented as 11:30 a.m. through 10 p.m. and then Friday through Saturday through midnight. But yeah, it sounds like you're going to do less than that at first?
Yes.
Okay. The only other question I had is on the patio area.
Yes.
And there's going to be, are there going to be gates out there or just railings?
There will be one gate for egress access. I believe that's required by fire code and all
Okay.
of those other codes. But yes, it's all enclosed, and that's where the sign will go of no alcohol beyond this point,
Okay,
and no, entry and exit. It's not going to be a way that we seat people through. It's merely for egress.
so the customers will come in through your main door and go out, in and out to the patio from inside the restaurant?
Correct.
Okay. I don't have any other questions for this witness. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Peter. And my next witness is Patrick Maroney. And he's the owner of Alcohol Petitioning Services. Thank you so much. And Mr. Maroney, if you could state your name for the record.
Patrick Maroney.
And where are you employed?
I'm the president of Alcohol Petitioning Services.
And what services did you provide for Osteria Albarico?
We were hired to conduct a neighborhood survey of the needs and desires of the neighborhood.
And if you could please describe the method you used in conducting that survey.
All of our circulators are 21 years or older. They have alcohol petitioning services apparel, name tag, hat if they want. With them, they have the map of the area that was provided by the city of Inglewood that we can conduct the petitions. They had the petition itself for people that wanted to indicate whether they supported or opposed this license being issued, and a tally sheet that gave statistics on when someone did not want to sign, why that was. So each person that was approached were shown the petition form, asked to read the form, and verbally were told of what kind of license was being applied for and the location where it was being applied for. Each person who signed the petition indicated that they were either an owner or a manager of a business in the area or a resident in the area that's 21 years or older. E-signature was voluntarily provided. We are neutral. We do not guarantee the results of what it's going to say. We just get the information and tell you what it is. So we were objective. We did circulations on 2 different dates, 4 circulators on Tuesday, May 28th, and 1 on Friday, May 31st.
And how do you ensure no bias when any of your employees are knocking on a door and communicating with a resident or a business owner or manager?
Part of our introduction is we let them know that we're a third-party company that's non-biased, and we're neutral, and we encourage them to, do you oppose or you support? We give them that opportunity.
And in this case, how many signatures did you receive in favor of Osteria Alberico receiving this license?
87 people were in favor, one person was opposed, so about 90, almost 98% said yes. Yeah.
Were any signatures considered not qualified?
Well, we went to 402 places, businesses and residences. 88 signatures were obtained, 247 times no one answered the door, which was more than usual. It was a higher percentage than we usually see. It's usually below 50%. 57 people were not willing to participate. 2 of the businesses were either closed or vacant, and 8 times the owner or manager of the business was not available to sign.
Based upon the results of your survey and the percentage of positive signatures, do you believe the needs and desires of the neighborhood would be met by Osteria Alberico receiving this license?
Yes, I do. I mean, the employees at work gave us several comments of people being excited about them coming to the neighborhood. So there's a lot of good positive feedback from the neighborhood on this. But I do believe that, the one person that said no indicated they didn't provide a reason. I mean, usually you want to take in consideration that reason of being needs and desires, and if you negate that because you don't know whether it was a true need and desires, you'd see 100% in favor of this. So I think very definitely overall that this shows positive for Osteria Alberico to receive this license.
Perfect, thank you. And I tender this witness to the hearing officer for follow-up questions.
I have no further questions. Thank you.
Wonderful, thank you very much. And in conclusion, we do request that Osteria Alberico receive a new hotel, restaurant, and liquor license. Our application is in order. The applicant is an experienced restaurant owner, and the neighborhood survey makes clear that the needs and desires of the neighborhood would be met by granting this license. And we do respectfully request that the licensing authority issue the hotel and restaurant license for this restaurant. Thank you.
Thank you. I still see no one here to speak regarding the application. So at that point, I'll just say I believe the applicant and everybody else who's interested have testified on this application, and I will declare the public hearing closed and now render my decision. All right, I approve applicant's application based on the following findings of fact and conclusions. We'll follow up with a written decision on this within 30 days, usually much less. The notice of hearing was posted in a conspicuous place on the premises, visible to the public, and published in a newspaper of general circulation not less than 10 days before the hearing. I find specifically there is a great need and desire for an additional outlet based on the reasonable requirements of the designated neighborhood and the desires of its adult inhabitants, in addition to the number, type, and availability of existing outlets in or near the neighborhood, specifically based on the testimony of Mr. Hoagland and of the alcohol petitioning services, Mr. Mulroney, was it? So I also find that the existing liquor licenses of the same class are inadequate to serve the thirst needs of the neighborhood, that applicant and its registered manager are of good moral character and not otherwise prohibited as a licensee under Colorado law. I further find the applicant is in legal possession of the premises per the lease and operating agreement provided to the licensing authority, that the business is not located within 500 feet of a school as measured as required by state regulations, and that the proposed use is permissible under the zoning district in which it is located. Finally, I find that a license has not been denied for the same premises or one within 500 feet within the past 2 years based on a finding that the needs of the neighborhood don't support it, and that the premises are suitable based on a review of the plans submitted, and that there is not an unlawful multiple ownership of licenses or interest by the applicant. Therefore, I'm pleased to grant the license as requested, and congratulations to you all, Mr. Hoagland, Mr. Stuckey, Mr. McKinnon Patterson. We look forward to seeing you all in the neighborhood.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.